Here, sitting on my desk. I am shocked at this.
All right, we'll go ahead and call to order the Bay St. Louis City Council Budget Workshop for August 13th, 2018. All right.
Crowd control.
The
Crowd
good
control.
thing about starting this
Good
year,
day.
they got itemized prices on that stuff, Josh, so we can pick and choose what we wanna use.
All right. Y'all want to further discuss the bids we just opened, or do you want to move into the agenda?
Well, Gene, this changes a lot of things.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I think we ought to talk about it a little bit further because, y'all know my stance on some of this stuff.
To put it to pen and paper, so we were looking at hiring five people at a cost of,
Like 192 or something, I think it was.
yeah, 192. Plus equipment was gonna be another 10 a year, 12 a year.
More than that.
Financial payments.
Mhm.
1,300, yeah.
For how many tractors? I mean, we need,
Average is one,
It's 15, so $30,000.
Then maintenance on that tractor and fuel on all of them.
They're
That's
talking about
definitely-
$220,000
if,
to hire 5 people and to buy equipment.
In addition to what we already had.
And then, yeah, in addition to what we have today that we're operating with.
Mhm.
So if we're gonna go up to 350,000, so $130,000 more dollars, cut the same grass we're cutting today,
wasn't that?
we're gonna go up to about 350 is what I'm hearing. What is the final number, 240?
It's 327, 962, 35 for 10 cuttings a year with 22, 1603 and 22, 190.
Okay.
Or
What was your total? I'm sorry,
327, 962, 35.
Okay,
that's not everything.
That's boards 1 through 6 at $248,860.35,
right,
plus 22 cuttings, 6 of which will be all the way to the wood line at $48,356, and 22 cuttings on 90 at $30,800, comes to a total of $327,962.35. That's for everything.
yeah, so $100,000 more,
That's for 10 cuttings, and then 12, you have to basically add in the addition
right.
from 248 to 298, comes out to 377, 788, 42.
And what'd you say was that, Doug, around 210?
Like 220, 210.
220, 230 is what we're looking at adding right now.
But then we'll free up 4 people that's cutting grass right now to do road patching and other things too, so, I mean,
Maintain
stuff
ditches
that we
and
can't get
drainage
done.
and all
So
kinds of
how
stuff.
how many people do we have cutting grass today?
4 and 2. Two 0 turns, and then 4 on a tractor when they run it.
So they're gonna still have to cut the ball fields,
Still have to take care of that,
still,
the main
still small
drain.
stuff, right?
Yeah,
The
the
main
small-
drains,
The small stuff.
the main drains, so maybe you free up, say you're gonna free up 2 people. You still got 2 people cutting grass. So, I'm talking out loud, just
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of, that's all I'm doing, not for or
Well-
against, I'm just talking out loud, trying to stimulate some
You've also
discussion.
got some supervision and truck, going around checking on the guys and all, so yeah, by the time you add it all up, you up in the $400,000 range. Yeah, I mean, I said, we're not figuring
Easily.
fuel.
What we were
and
paid
all
today,
that. Yeah.
but today's, what we're paying for today.
Yeah. And my thing is the quality of the work, I think, would be better. I mean, like I say, I don't know if we've had 10 cuts in Ward 6. I know we have it in my year office. I don't know if we had it before my time, but I don't think so. I mean, we've probably got 3 to 4 good cuts most of the time every year. So if we went down and dropped it to 8 cuts instead of 10, still be probably twice what we've been getting
Well,
and about the
When
same.
equipment's down and everything else, we gotta
exactly.
worry about getting back up and running, and then we lose our cycle.
But
whereas-
then they
I
start,
think it's just, I think if we can afford the 10 cuts,
yeah.
we think we can afford the 12 cuts.
I think we start off with 10 and
Start off
keep
with
the price and
I would like to keep
see
it,
how it
see
goes
how it
this
works
year,
out.
next year.
You know.
But they want a 3-year contract, though, right?
No?
But it's not the one, okay, it's not
Per
the one
year.
with 3-year
No,
contract.
I asked him, it's whatever we decide. If
That's
their
it.
equipment, they have it,
We keep our own.
we keep ours. We have no expense with this.
Just write this check for him and he maintains everything else and flies.
So theoretically, you get 2 cuts, and I'm trying to think, grass, when's the grass grow? May? April? April, May,
Starts in
June, July, and
April.
August is 5
First of
5
May, you gotta
months.
cut grass. It's grown up enough. It
Oh,
needs
it's
cut.
plenty grown up by then.
So April, May,
Huh?
June, July, and
You need a
August.
cut in March, cut in April, probably 2 in May, June, July, August.
The whole city's probably a 5-week rotation, so I mean, it would probably be every 5 weeks,
Yeah,
just
that's
steady
one of the
moving that
things,
time
see
of
what the
year.
rotation
Well-
time is on this.
Yeah.
Right, I mean, you can't say, I'm gonna give you 10 cuts a year,
Yeah.
right? That means you'll be cutting January, and February, and,
Well, that's a concern about the.
right, that's the, I'm gonna give you 12 cuts once a month. Well, that ain't helping advance the game.
Mhm.
So is the 12 cuts, the 2 May, 2 June, 2 July, 2 August? And that's your
Gonna be in
8.
September.
Well, that's 8, right there.
Yeah.
May, June, July, and August, that's 8. 1 in April, 1 in September, that's your 10.
That's your 10 right
If, again, that's the way they structure the contract.
We can get by in the wintertime.
Right.
Mr. Mayor,
We can probably get by in the wintertime, looking at what was done this year with the cutback, all as far back as was cut back. We probably went a few months, probably, we had a cold winter, but January, February, probably into March at least, and probably even back in December. We probably went 3 to 4 months without being cut. And it stayed good in the wintertime,
Yeah.
but it was cut way back and everything. That's what, would be done.
Right. So that's, that's a key proposal that would have to be questioned. What does that rotation time look like? If you're gonna say, I'm gonna give you 2 tractors and I'm gonna cut your city with 2 tractors, then it's not a good
Yeah,
deal.
That's one of the things would need to be asked,
Right.
how long is it gonna
Well,
take you
we need to
make
answer
around?
that before we start rolling down the road.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry I was late, but that's personnel issues, but, that's the stuff we gotta discuss, because his 10 cuts is at his leisure or at our schedule.
What do you,
I'd be happy with once a month.
think March, April, and
Want me to
then,
call you?
what, every 3 weeks or so, Doug, you think, to roll through? 20 days, something like, 25 days?
What the hell is that?
His buddy's retiring.
When I turn it off. I had it in the shed.
It's his island.
Rachel wasn't right when you.
It's gone right now.
All I see is an office number on here, though.
I was gonna ask him for his card.
Yeah, we should.
So what we have to do is we have to tell them what we want them to cut, the
And how
frequency.
often and
Yeah.
how long it's gonna take.
Right, and then they gotta agree to our proposal and see if that's,
10 cuts a year, you get a little more than 1 cut a month. But every 3.5 weeks, you'll have a round going through.
depends on when they cut, right?
Yeah, April, May, June, July, August, September, and October.
Right.
Usually by November, it's over.
Sissy,
I'm saying, what if the weather changes and there's like this huge drought season and nothing grows?
Right.
Are they still gonna cut it again in 2 weeks?
Right.
Just
Yeah, I
because
mean,
it's on the
it's-
schedule?
Right.
So,
Well,
need to
I don't
have
think
some
they'll
type
make it
of-
on 2 weeks. It's gonna be more like a 3.5.
Yeah,
Gotta
I'm
be
just
like
saying,
All right,
if no
good point.
grass grew,
Yeah,
3
we
weeks.
have a drought, so,
could we call and say, oh, sorry, don't do it this week, or don't do it this time?
Right. yeah, it's just really understanding what the schedule frequency is. I mean, they do a good job out at the port, they keep the grass cut, and,
Yeah, they saved a lot of position.
You didn't find it?
somebody picked it up.
You had it in here this evening?
Probably on your desk,
Did you call?
on your desk.
If I put you on speakerphone, that be okay, so I can ask you a few questions? That'll be fine, okay,
We just need to, just ask a question, Mike, about this schedule. We need to, when we have questions, that's what schedule is.
What is your proposed schedule for cutting? Would we kind of set up with you, or is it just something you have set up?
That's what we wanna know.
That there.
Mainly the 10 cuts.
Rolling cycle on the 90 and stuff like that, but mainly the 10 and 12 cuts all throughout the city. That, yeah, we're not gonna be concerned with. So I mean, what time frame, I go with March, April.
So do you take off December, January, February?
So pretty much December, January, February would be much, it's really not growing, you know, for most people.
Chris, how long does it take for you, thinking it's gonna take you to make a cycle through the entire city on the track?
Four weeks, I think would be good, 6 weeks, without you getting into it, getting high, when you start to ride. Just trying to get some questions. Out of the good proposal, look at that, and see what that is.
Can it be done in that 4-week cycle? Without two tractors running, no breakdowns or anything, they can make a cycle in about 3 weeks. Yeah. Well, yeah, it'd be 4 tractors, we got 2 in each area, and with no screw ups or nothing, they could do it in probably 3 to 3.5 weeks, you know, like that. I'll probably get the screw up.
Break it down, you know, take a moment to catch up, but, I think,
So Chris, on your contract, do you have standard growing cycle season in your contract? Okay.
Not right.
Okay, alright, so that's 8 months. So on my 10-month contract, then I get a cut in between somehow during the July, August growing season?
Well, that and cruising the coast, you know, October, mostly.
So if we say we want a 7-month cycle, we want 10 cuttings,
per area. But it's lump sum per area, he's got units down here, you know, Ward 6, Ward 5, Ward 1, Ward, or 1 through 6, 1 through 4.
I was thinking contingency that you do not cut in there for whatever reason, but I mean, you have to do it, but you gotta cut it, you're supposed to be cutting. Well, what about going out and inspecting the work every week, maybe you don't pay you that week? In a lump sum. Like, well, we need to look at that. To me, I would, we all have different opinions about that. To me, getting the budget season would be October, which means, you know, the grass is gonna slow down, and do we catch up and start you in March or April? Or do we hire you now and pay you to cut the grass, and then next summer we don't have no money to cut grass with? So that's what I would look at. Personally, I would look at finishing the year out now, go with the next growing cycle, this week off, and go ahead and get that contract in, and, let you start fresh with the growing season and the growing cycle. And then start putting on a three-week rotation.
April 1st.
Chris, how often do y'all cut your pork? How often do you cut pork animals? Good to meet you.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thanks, Chris.
You too. Because we never started cutting today. Because I don't know if we can ever get a true number on what we spend on maintenance, fuel. I mean, we're pulling from a big tank and everybody's dipping out of it, so it's hard to put a true number on what we're spending. But I feel we're spending probably more than that and probably not getting the quality job.
Well-
Nobody's edging.
Yeah, the only problem is it's in your budget today. So do you take a supervisor out the budget? You're not going to. So you're gonna add $100,000, $120,000, $100,000 to your budget now, on top of what you was looking at.
Well, but how many open positions do we have right now?
Well, but there's just to be the 5 that we were gonna hire for grass cutting.
I know,
Yeah,
but we
but do
still
we have
have
open
like 2 or
positions
3
now?
open positions already.
Well, that's what I'm saying, cause
We
right
just
now, we're
take
adding.
those out because we're not hiring,
Yeah,
we don't need to hire extra if we're not
Right.
creating.
Nor do we have to fill open positions.
That's what I'm saying, so we take out some of those open positions
Right.
and just
No, I
not
mean,
hire
so
those.
we gotta take that $100,000 out somewhere,
Absolutely.
so I don't know, you know, I
But that's a
understand it.
tractor too.
Well, that's the 2 tractors at $30,000 for 2. But, I mean, I agree, I mean, it's good when you get somebody who work for you, cause you can hold them accountable.
Well, right now, I see
Especially
we have,
Gateways, you know,
Are we seriously looking at this? If we can make numbers work out where we don't hire the fire people that we say we wanted to hire,
I think we're absolutely serious.
or we?
And what about these open positions? You have 2 right-of-ways. You got
We're
Janet,
gonna look at that also.
you're gonna have to cut
If we
these.
can fill this $327 with what's out there, come close to it, are we interested in that?
Oh, I am.
You're looking at a $100,000 gap right now.
Okay,
I mean, you're 220 to 327.
correct.
With the two, you know, your 5 people at 192, plus your, that's 30,000 for tractor, yeah, so.
Well, that's almost
Yeah,
just
you take
223.
expenses and the fuel expenses, you're probably looking at, I don't know.
But you don't know that number.
We don't know that number. Right?
How much,
Based on what we just told, just for 603 is about, for tractors for them, it's about $11,000 is what he was figured.
For fuel?
That was through RCI. Fuel?
Okay, yeah, because like I said, I wouldn't know what that number
Yeah,
would be.
we don't know that exact number.
Right.
how much do we owe
But
on
we
it?
do know
on
repairs,
equipment payments?
we do know some repairs on the equipment and the cost for a lot of it, that's in our budget.
Like, a lot of our equipment, do we still have notes on them, or do we,
We do
own
on-
them outright already?
Two of them, yeah, two of them. So, I mean, we'll still have a little.
So we still have some stuff we need to cut. We need to cut the right of ways, we need to cut the ballparks, we need to cut beach and
And
that
a lot of
kind
that
stuff.
zero turn, little
Right.
tractor. The main drains still be with the big tractors and everything. But, you know, we also looked at purchasing 2 new pieces of equipment, like a PTO driven 3-point hitch. I think that's would definitely be on hold, you know, right now.
Right.
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah, somewhere around that 20-something thousand for both pieces. So, you know, that's something we're looking at purchasing the side cutter now, this year, just outright, but we're gonna hold that right there till we decide and loan. So that's the other thing that can be, let us put numbers together, we can send some stuff back out.
I think if we looked at this seriously and then looked at the grapple truck, bidding it out and putting it onto the garbage bill, I think we could really, Public Works can handle the day-to-day ditch clean and the other stuff going on. I mean,
Right
I
now, they
think we
get
could.
hammered on culverts.
Mm-hmm.
They just can't, well, not the old culverts, new culverts going in, they just can't keep up with it.
Mhm.
You know, they all behind on that, and with them 2 guys there, you know, doing that, it's hard for them to go do drainage work.
Well, why don't we, since we're in a budget season, let's go ahead and get a culvert permit, have a fee for installation of culverts,
We do $100 a stick.
Yeah,
we do.
and sub it out.
well, that was brought up and it's something. we're
Make the
trying to get
fee
right.
that it's enough to sub it out.
And yes.
And you get the people back in drainage. You get your contractor, you sub out you make it $150 a stick or whatever, and, I mean, I don't know. So what is the culvert permit now?
$100 per 20-foot stick.
Right.
So it's $100 per stick.
So maybe we need to put that out to the open market for some bids to come in, see what we can get it done for, and then put the fee at that price and just,
we'd look also at this right here, if we do away with this, what's that gonna free us up, you know?
Right.
So we may still be able
I'll
to
say,
turn some of the, you know, attractor guys to use on backhoe
yeah.
that can do this.
So you got people cutting every day right now, basically. I mean, so if you had them people freed up, you would have 4 or 5 more people in Public
Free
Works,
up 2
basically.
tractor guys, you know, the other 2 staying on main drains with help from them when needed in big areas, but it also free them up to run other equipment. So,
Where else are we adding new people?
we added 1 to utilities, but if we took and moved the grappler truck over there, like Josh is saying, we would pull that labor position out of there and not put that position in there.
What about from other departments?
We hired 1 in, fire department, inspector position, and we have 2 part-time people coming to admin.
Well, we could take out that inspector position. That would free up almost $60,000. Why do we need the inspector position?
For inspection, when they only have 5 people, and they out on, guys on inspection, at least with 4 people. Not only would that, he also be on call, just like the rest of them that's on salary, and that feels like,
That's a,
when they just got their ratings and all, we like it a 5-1, they think this would be a step closer to getting to that 4 rating. And it's just something that feels needed for the department and the city. So let us,
well, I would look at, you know, not just throwing that out there. I mean, we freed up that position for now, and then maybe added it in later on, maybe in the next year or so, and that would make this new program feasible.
well, let us see what we can come up with.
And
See
what
how
would,
many openings we got now.
and what would 8 cuts be if it's about 25,000 a cut? 8 cuts may be sufficient, like I say, 'cause I know we haven't cut 8 times in Ward 6.
No,
We,
not even.
I mean, so 8 cuts would be a lot more cuts. I mean, I know 10 would be
Well,
perfect, but the 22 on the highway and 90 would still keep
Is 10
the,
the perfect number? We don't know.
that's what I'm saying.
I think we need to shoot.
And that would give them this month rotation through the whole city, you know, for
we
8
need to
months out
shoot.
the year.
If we're gonna outsource it to try to improve what we have, we need to try to keep it up.
Well, on the police department, what is this, part-time employee? Can we take some of these part-timers out?
Every 2 weeks, it's about,
I don't think there's any on for
A retiree,
no.
retiree.
You got
Well,
2
you got-
retirees.
No, one of them was
One of
moving
them
to,
coming to admin,
Why don't we eliminate that position?
coming to admin.
Okay, but why don't we eliminate the position?
That's-
What's the justification? I mean, Caitlin's supposed to be going up there, and y'all got that.
Jason's going to utilities.
I thought she was going up to finance.
No,
Utilities?
no, she's going to utilities.
yeah, there's a part-time slot right there already ready. It's just not been
Well, I
filled.
mean, these are just part-time employees. I'm just throwing that out there. If y'all want this grass cutting thing, you're gonna have to cut something.
We cut over $250,000 in administration.
Okay, I get that.
Okay.
But if you wanna
Don't say
add.
we need to cut, because we have
All right,
cut.
God, what do you mean don't say I don't need to cut?
Well, I mean, you sitting here picking on a part-time person.
I'm not picking on anybody, man. I'm discussing the budget,
Well, I'm
Mike, and
just
you're
saying.
attacking.
No, I'm not attacking, I'm
Jeez.
just justifying what we're doing.
Well, I'm addressing the council at the moment.
But you asked and I told you, you know, we cut.
Picking on people?
I didn't say nothing about picking on those people, but you talk about part-time positions, see what they do, you know? But we have cut a lot.
Well, how much of a reserve, how much surplus do you have in the payroll budget at the moment? If we cut 200,000.
Do I?
Well, how much of a surplus do we have in the payroll ordinance as of this time right now?
I don't know what it is, it should be on yours, it's been handed out. I don't have it.
Sissy, do you know the numbers?
What I'm saying is we cut, last year, we cut 115 out of administration. This year, we're cutting another 252 to add back. We're 172 to the good out of this budget here. In 2 years, that's almost $300,000 that we've cut. We're asking now 2 part-time positions at 25,000 to add back to it.
So, looking at this bottom line here, in parentheses, that's under budget, correct? So we're showing a surplus of
No, that's-
385,000?
That's the increase?
Where are you at?
At the
No,
very
that's
bottom,
That's an increase.
that's the increase.
Yeah, 'cause I
That's-
styled it differently because, we had to put in at the last minute the extra current
That's proposed?
ordinance compared. Right, the first column, first set of columns, the left-hand side is the proposed,
Mhm.
and the right-hand side is the current ordinance budget. So that's an increase of 385.
And that's 5 public works, 1 fire inspector, and 2 part-timers?
And 50-cent raises for all employees, which is about 166. And to answer your question, Gary, I don't have that surplus number in front of me. I didn't bring that particular spreadsheet today.
The 2% was about 108,000 increase, I think, so if we did a 2% raise instead of the 50 cent.
Well, with the 50
That
cents, did y'all pull out the ones that had already gotten raises?
That's an across-the-board 50-cent raise.
Across the board.
Now, if a supervisor chooses to not give a raise, then they'll have to justify that with
Yeah, we don't want, if you've
with
got.
an appraisal.
Yeah, if you move the position this year,
Right
and got a
now,
raise.
right
you're not-
now, we're looking
you won't
at
get one.
about 8 openings, if we're correct, in Public Works, with the 5 new for next year. If,
So 8 openings plus 5, 13?
no, total,
So you only have 3 openings?
as of now, they just hired some more. So with that being said, we would like to look at the possibility of what those openings are, and maybe get rid of 1 or 2 of those positions to add on to this total number, which would bring us pretty close to
Yeah,
where.
and 3 would bring you
what's
over
needed.
that
It
100,000.
would bring us over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're looking at 2 tractors and right away in the center there, it looks like about 70,000. Right there.
Yeah, 'cause some of these aren't, it's hard to tell, 'cause some of them's under different names
Yeah,
with the old one, and it's hard to tell what's open. That's why if we can sit down tomorrow and look and see what's open, we can come up with an exact number, what we think we can do.
Yeah, it's been kinda hard for me, 'cause the title might change from clerical to clerk from one side to the other and drop a line or two, so it's hard to.
Yeah, you know,
no
most
names,
of,
it's hard to
most of
keep up
this
with
is
it.
good except for Public Works. I think police and fire and everybody else is good. It's Public Works with the way they had things named, and now those names aren't on the left-hand side.
Right, and I just matched this up as best I could.
I also want to decide if we want to move that grappler truck to under utility, like Josh is saying, we need to know that also,
Well, that would save a lot of money.
because that's a position there. And like I
That's-
said, we would not hire that, what is it proposed under?
A helper, I
A
think was
helper.
proposed down there for
We would not
like
hire
10 to
that
50.
helper.
Well, I think they already essentially hired them. I think they transferred a person.
Just one though, but he took the place of the one that's
Oh,
left.
the extra one, yeah, you're right.
There's an extra helper position
You're
in
right.
utility, but if we move the grappler, we will not hire that helper position.
But if the grappler goes to utilities, it's gotta fund itself.
Yeah, it'd have to be tacked onto the
That's
utility
what-
bill.
and that's
But it
what
would
Josh-
save the general fund 42.
I know, but it charge it whatever,
So
a month,
42 would be
I know I'm saying general fund would save 42,000 clean.
$1,
$1 worth,
$3,500 a month.
$3,500 a month.
Well,
Well,
you
no,
have to
no.
you have to get with Jimmy for the 1,000 in Ward 6 too, or
Worth
whatever you
about
got.
$4,500 a month. So $1 a month would be for the grappler.
In-house grappling, basically. That would just cover their employee, really, though, huh?
That's just the employee.
And
I see. But
benefits,
if you
not the
move-
machine.
Buy a new truck, that would be another $1.
Yeah, say if it was $2 a month extra, you can probably fund the truck and
Yeah,
the
but
man
we're
and
looking at
stuff.
going up $5 now, $7 utilities?
Well, that's what was thrown, we still want to look at that.
Well, I'd like, as I said, I'd like to get an exact,
Exact
close,
numbers.
close to exact numbers we can on that. And I don't wanna. go
We're gonna
over-
have to, we gotta add in-house, so we gotta contract some stuff out, so we're gonna get it done though, I think, really. I mean, and either way, you gotta pass the cost on. I mean, it's gonna be
Either
a
way,
cost. Yeah, I mean, that's the only way to see it.
Heather's adamant about it being a disposal.
Mhm.
And that's the reason that she is going over the proposal to put in the paper. Yeah, so. I guess you would take that salary and that, debris drop off, that would also come out of it. I think we budgeted
The garbage expense.
10,000 this year, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what we budgeted this year. So we put numbers together with what we have on personnel now,
Yeah.
along with moving that to the utility, the savings we see on that to go along with it again. Let me see what we come up with.
Can we possibly quit paying, could we possibly, well, I guess we can't, because it's with waste management, that $1 a month for that bulky waste? I mean, I think-
I think we already entered into a contract with it. To me, that would've been something I think we could've got rid of.
Yeah, we could've put that towards the grapple and probably been better served, I believe.
Well,
Just
what
a
if we, and this is not gonna be popular, what if we delayed the raises for a year and then use that to increase city services? They got raises last year. We don't know what our
39
health
cents.
insurance. Well,
37 cents.
yes, but we
I
don't
mean, the
know what
cost
our
of
health
living.
insurance is gonna go up to.
Well, that's another big
We
thing. We
gotta
gotta,
cover hers.
we gotta
Gonna go
cover,
up as well.
we gotta cover the insurance. What's the insurance gonna go up?
Well, last year they said about 100. It ended up being like two.
Do we have the peers increase in here? That's factored in this.
Yeah, last few months of the year.
I would like to
Yeah.
see the whole year proposed in there, just so we know how far we're gonna be off next year, because we know it's coming.
Also, another thing we need to look at is we've hired the Mississippi State Extension to go ahead and research job descriptions and possible rates of, which we can correlate rates of pay without job descriptions for each one of these positions. Everything is vague. Those need to be addressed. I've been reviewing this pay scale for the city of Mississippi. I don't know if anybody else has. But the employees, they're paid well. The benefit packages are good. They get a lot of time off, more so than some other cities for our size. So, I mean, it's gonna boil down to what we can afford and what we can't afford. If we're gonna, not give city services and then raise the millage to provide additional city services. So, I mean, it's just a balance that we're trying to figure to make sure that everything's covered.
We gotta discuss everything.
Mhm.
We gotta discuss everything, like you said.
What is,
See.
where are we at on cash balance? Ending cash balance. Got a projection?
I didn't bring that.
It's a big number.
It's over 100,000, I know that.
It's a big number.
I feel like it is.
Is that including, would that include the surplus for payroll? Or would that be in addition?
I don't know, I'm just including that, but it's probably bigger than the number I just said, because I know that's payroll savings.
No, that's what I'm saying, would that, whatever the end, that balance number would be, that would include,
Right.
Payroll,
It would include
everything, that'd include
positions
everything.
that maybe weren't filled during the year.
right.
Yeah.
Or, somebody's making $2 or $1.50 less than what they
Then
were
they're budgeted.
budgeted for.
Right, right.
you know,
Say if a budget was
5,000
$10 and you
here,
hired them at
10,000,
$9.50, yeah.
6,000, yeah, okay.
I mean, I can bring it to the next.
I mean, that's a
I
big
can
number,
bring a
because that's a mill.
projection.
If it's 124,000, that's your mill.
That's a mill,
It's a
right?
mill.
Plus,
That's part of the
But
ending
you don't want
budget.
to use that money.
At the end of the year, our cash balance in our budget should be zero, right?
No.
So you
It should be enough to carry you forward in lean times, which is 3 to 4 months.
Okay.
It should not be zero. That's how we've operated in the past,
For 20 years, that's how we've
Right.
operated, and we've
and
managed.
I don't like it.
We've managed to operate like that
Yeah, but
instead of
we still
raising
get,
millage.
we still get.
We
sales
used to
tax.
have a municipal reserve
We
fund.
never was at zero
still do.
for a long time.
Well, I wouldn't let that bother us. We can get a tax anticipation loan.
Well, we got the reserve fund today to do that. So when are we gonna
We
dip?
don't have much of a reserve
When are we gonna
fund.
dip into reserve fund? What's our projection?
We hope not, but I didn't bring that with me
Well,
today.
again, I
so-
know, but in the previous years, we
I hope-
did,
I
right?
hope we don't have
We
to.
have.
Right, so in the previous
I
years, we
would
have,
love
so
for
which
us-
means y'all are doing a great job.
Yeah.
We had-
So, yes, that is a balance of zero.
Like today, I think today or August 1st, when I checked the cash balances, we still have 800,000 in the general
I
fund.
mean, y'all doing a great job, so.
Which is unheard of at this time of year.
Right, so to me,
So-
the cash balance is part of our beginning balance.
Well, even if we could take half of it or a certain
It's
percentage of it.
it's a
and
number that we need
apply
to
it,
know.
And if that
Then we don't have to
number
raise so many mills.
grows,
Yeah.
then it would be ideal to increase that part onto our reserve.
You can't,
Ready
yeah,
to get through.
but I don't wanna just continue, because
It's-
a wise old
I
man told me at the end of the day, at the end of the year, if you got $0 in the bank, you tax me just the right amount of money.
Exactly.
If I've got $1 million in the bank, then I'm taxing you too much. So that's the balance I always look at, is, I don't wanna be broke, but I
Well,
need
it's
to run
like
the
before,
city.
we always talked about not having reserve, but there was always money available. For the most part.
Well, what I would do is to prepare for this, if we have, monies left over from, pay raises not being doled out or whatever, and positions not filled, we need to move that money out of the payroll ordinance into the municipal reserve fund so that money stays intact.
coming out the general fund.
Fund that position that stays there,
Right.
Yeah.
as we spend it.
We just need to know what that number is.
I mean, some of
Yeah.
it's already been spent, things carried over, you know.
No big sinkhole in it. I mean, we have to spend it.
Yeah, but we need to, if we're gonna prepare for this doom and gloom from October to
But-
December, we're gonna have.
Give us a chance to put numbers together, in both utilities and the general. Put the numbers together out of payroll and see where we're at.
All right.
And we'll put something together, we'll have something the next day or two to send out. We wanna meet Thursday again to discuss this, gotta give us time to ride around
Yep.
and see if he's available.
Yeah.
You know, we can set it up, there you know, Josh, Larry, Buddy, Gene, I don't know who wants to go, but we can, you know, go different ones, so, you know, we don't have more than 3 with them at one time.
Can't have more than 2.
You can't have more than a quorum
Yeah,
in multiple settings.
yeah.
Right. And
So
a
you
quorum
can't
for
have
us is 4.
You can't have 2 and a 2, that's
Four,
not allowed,
yeah.
We can,
for
Four's-
sure, we
four's
know
a
for
quorum.
sure.
You mean for grass cutting go around?
Yeah.
Yeah, just go, if you wanna ride with him and see what he's talking about, make sure we talking about cutting this road, or
Apples
this
and-
road, and that road, and this ditch like that.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
agree
how
with that.
far back, you know, I think it's worth, you know, for a couple of people to get with him and go ride around.
Yeah,
You
up
know,
to,
I think definitely like Pioneer needs to go with him and
Yeah.
make sure
That's
he's
got
hit
it.
all the back streets and the alleys and everything else is on there.
yeah.
So, when we gonna know about insurance?
I asked Jamie the other day, they said there's no projections yet.
Who's that?
Insurance, health insurance you're talking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it usually comes around in like November,
That's
October,
what's-
November timeframe.
That's what's scaring me is that and
Because
PERS
Gus used
next
to be
year.
really on top of it, and he could tell us at budget time, hey, I'll
Can we
talk to
get
the
that for-
carriers, and
Can we
we're,
get that for Thursday
we're
also?
flat.
We'll have that.
It depends on Blue Cross Blue Shield.
well, yeah.
I don't think they're gonna predict in
Well,
August.
why don't we put that out for bid?
I don't think they're gonna predict for August, a rate in January.
Why don't we put that out for bid?
Well,
I
we
mean, we
can-
can actually manage the bid
Hey, whatever you
and,
wanna do.
and, you know, ask some other insurance providers to see what it would cost to fund the city. It's time to go ahead and put that out.
They always recommended not to do that,
Who?
Gus and the health insurance companies.
Well, Gus don't work here anymore.
Oh,
and,
I know. Everybody else keeps bringing him up there.
Well, but yeah, in the past, we knew, you know, they'd tell us, hey, you need to look at a 1% increase. I mean, 19 years, that's how we budgeted health insurance. We never said, well, we're gonna budget nothing and we get a 10% increase.
Yeah.
We've always budgeted an increase, or Gus always said it's flat, so we stayed flat. So every budget in the past,
No.
we had an idea of what, you know, what they was
Where we
looking at.
at.
Well, I would
We
go
didn't just
ahead,
go in it blind.
I would recommend, let's put the health insurance out for proposal so that we know where we stand.
They do that back months ago.
Well, yeah, but it'll come due in November, but we can still put it out now.
Well, yeah, you renew.
He may be able to have
You renew
a-
January 1.
Yeah.
So sometime, a couple of months before that, you need to have something in place,
If
if
it
you're
comes
gonna
in
change
less
companies.
between now and January 1, we
Yeah,
can switch
we could
companies and
always
actually
amend the
do better.
budget.
We can't go higher than what we budget for, we could go less.
Yeah, but if we put it out for competitive
Well,
proposals.
no, that's what I'm saying, so
Yeah.
if we budget on.
We might
current
find that we
Blue Cross Blue
save a
Shield,
bunch of money.
Exactly. And we budgeted at X number of dollars, if it comes in lower, we can change companies and go lower, we can't go higher. But we can stay with what we got. if
And
it
you
comes
always
in
say,
high.
I think you always get a good proposal on your first year out for sure.
But they do multiple. They do 1 year this rate, the second year at this rate. So, yeah, you do get a,
You get a good deal the first year.
yeah.
'cause
And
they want you
give-
to switch.
Right, they give you a little bit the
Yeah.
next year, but they tell you what
We
your
just
2 year
switch every year.
projections are. That's a,
Credit card, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have the employees call you.
yeah, it's a big deal to switch, but
Yeah,
not unheard of.
It's a big expense too, though.
We
I mean,
switched,
when we had Humana, we had 65 employees, we had Humana. No, we started out with Blue Cross Blue Shield. They mysteriously raised it right when it was implemented, and we switched back over to Humana. And we ended up saving like $1,500 per employee. So, I mean, that was a lot of money.
I think the insurance guy would know kind of what our payout to our pay-in is probably, and that's gonna tell you what your increase is gonna be.
they got a history of what we've been
They
paying this
come
year.
pretty close.
That's gonna kind of tell you if you expect a big increase or not. If they're paying out a lot more than they're
Paying a lot
taking
of
in.
claims, you know,
Yeah.
they're gonna tell you you're gonna pay more.
Yep.
If you're flat, then they're gonna tell you, we give you a 2% increase.
Yeah. We had a bad year this year.
Yeah, we might be 125,
Well,
130%
that's what we need to
premium,
know, right?
so.
Can't go back after the facts and.
So y'all wanna, gonna get, Mayor, just gonna get the numbers together that we discussed, and then y'all wanna reconvene on, I mean, not that we have to end this now, but we wanna go ahead and schedule something Thursday, 16th, 5:30, Lisa? Thursday the 16th? So we can get those numbers back, hard numbers.
So,
Staff.
go ahead.
One other thing, the road and bridge fund. We need to remove the debt service out of road and bridge fund. That needs to be addressed. It's just a personal thing with myself. Not trying to put any undue hardships on anybody, but we need to keep the road and bridge fund clean if you wanna go ahead and go out for bonds later on. You're gonna have to back those bonds with something.
How much do we have dedicated for the road and bridge fund now? Do we have an, 70,000,
Yeah.
and we get how much a year?
264?
260, two,
72 or something like that.
so you still got $200,000 for a bond? So-
Yeah, but that's not the only things we're gonna.
Well,
be
that's, I'm
looking
just, where we at, that's what I'm asking, where we at? And we could say that's, we there.
But we also need to fund,
Wait, you wanna move that
repairs
to
or
debt services, Gary?
Excuse me?
You talking about moving that to debt services?
Uh-huh.
So
Taking the debt
pay-
service out of road and bridge fund.
Right. But we'd have to move that to somewhere, where are we gonna pay it out of?
Got to be a millage to pay it.
Well, I mean, we're gonna
Right,
have
we
to
currently
search
have
up.
273 coming in, and you have 70 going out for debt.
Okay. So for Thursday, you can bring back figures on grapple truck? You said- With utilities. I'm just trying to make a list here with all we gonna have, to make sure we all on the same page, because we discussed a bunch of stuff tonight.
Hey, also, we need to know, we're gonna need to know what our actual millage increase you're gonna ask for.
Yeah.
Because this is, you know, we went up 4 mills last year.
Yep. Well, we, unfortunately, we're playing catch up a little bit too, I think,
I
you
know,
know.
we gotta be.
Casino
gentle.
revenues still dropping.
That's why I was talking about some
Mhm.
pay increases could be
Oh, yeah.
delayed until we can catch up on city services that we've been promising everybody.
I think we need to look at that too, and like I said.
Or maybe look at Josh's,
The 2%, that's a
2%, yeah.
$60,000 savings there, but I mean, that 3%, that's still not including the extra that, was given to certain positions and stuff like that to do the, tier system or the rank and file, whatever you wanna call it. That's in addition to those figures that you gave me, correct, Sissy?
Right, this is strictly based on the last year's payroll ordinance that were
Yeah.
currently in place, pretending there were no raises,
Yeah.
no new positions.
And that was about 43, I think, correct? That we proposed extra,
I don't remember that number.
because we have like 196 total right now with all raises, correct?
Those 5.
No,
That's-
without the position, just raises was like 190 something, I
Oh.
thought.
I don't have that number with me, I didn't bring that number. But it's 385 total, so if you back off like 220 for the new public works positions, that leaves,
When you'd send it out to us,
What's that?
Josh,
I don't remember.
I think it's 50 cents,
I didn't bring it.
it was 163, 166, 836. Huh, Josh?
I'm sorry.
50 cents was 166, 836 total. That's with fears, FICA, wages, everything. About 170,000 basically.
Okay. All right, Josh, grapple truck cost.
Yeah.
So you had 2%, would put us around 110. 3% puts us around 164. Which is about the same as the 50-cent raise.
We discussed grapple truck, taking the 5 employees out, I think, to look at the contract.
And possibly not hiring, or taking out a couple of positions that aren't filled at this point as well.
Got some cost from public works.
Yeah.
Oh, what about the fuel in public works?
We could throw out, I mean, that
Cause y'all had 50,000 budget last year, but now you
Some of
have
that went to
26.
utilities, some went to the, fire or public, building department, and it's just been spread out through the entire city.
Hey, this is where I got that number from. I think you probably can't see if it's rolling the bottom.
Oh, I
first
got that.
one.
I got that number, yeah.
It was 191, 342, and then it was additional 43, 740 was what you gave us that first night.
Okay.
All right, what else?
Grapple truck, employees from Public Works. I'm wanting to discuss it so we all remember, and that's what I say we discussed a lot. I want to make sure we all know what we're waiting to get back to us
The what?
for that.
Breakdown of what we were looking at equipment cost-wise, not having to
Equipment.
do if we do the grass cutting.
The what now, Gene?
The new paint, like buying new equipment, we were talking about, could
Right,
be
yeah,
20,000, could be
that's
30,000.
Yeah.
Get an accurate number on
Yeah.
that.
What equipment does Potts need? I mean, does Potts never, came in and addressed us and to tell us what type of
Sent an
equipment?
email out earlier, he was looking at a tractor and, dump truck deal. And that small dump truck we have, I think we've got an order for that, the small one,
For once, so we don't need the CDL.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then, they needed pickup truck for the MC department. At least one tractor, I think it was, one big tractor.
We won't need that if we go with this, Gulf Breeze thing.
No.
All right, so we can get those numbers.
With
that.
Zero turn was in there.
Mhm.
That you got.
Now, is there anything, Mike, as far as what we have equipment-wise? I know we just got a couple of new zero turns and a couple of different things. Would there be any availability to surplus any older equipment or anything like that, or?
Not as long as we have the main drains and all.
Mhm.
It's gonna take them, if one goes down, we'll have a backup
Yep.
for it.
Got it.
And if we see where something throughout the year, we need to catch up on something the next time,
Mhm.
it can be available also to have.
Yeah, well, I mean, I
I
wouldn't
mean,
imagine.
right now, I wouldn't.
We wouldn't get
I
that
would-
much
I
out of
would-
surplus
I
from
would
it
wait and
anyway.
make sure this is gonna work
Couple
out.
$1,000s at the most.
Yeah, you're not gonna get a whole lot for
Yeah.
it.
And Gene, on the newer equipment, there was, 2 tractors bought. One we still have 4 years to pay on, and one we still have 3 years to pay on, and one we only have like a couple of months next year to pay on.
Okay.
So the 2 newest ones, we have 3 and 4 years.
Also, the other question I think I asked was PERS for the full 12-month cycle, what it's gonna cost us, that way we know.
I can figure
Because-
that right now.
Was it 2.1 something that's going up? Oh, 167?
17.4 minus 15.75, 1.65. And if we just base that on current year's budget,
So that'd basically be almost another 1.5% increase in payroll next year with no raises given, just to fund that by the time you back out the 2 months you did this year.
$73,087.34.
Employee raise there.
Huh?
That's an employee raise there.
That's half of
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's what I say. I mean, so if we do a big raise this year, then that hits next year. We're gonna have to find that 75,000 that next budget cycle if we don't prepare for it this one. That's my,
Insurance.
yeah, plus
We
insurance.
need to understand insurance. I mean, insurance is the wild card.
Yeah.
Big wow.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
We can't do our budget unless
Yeah, we can call Yarborough and see if he has any estimates at
Yeah,
this
we
time.
need that, because we can't do our budget till we have a not fixed cost, but.
Does he just sell, Blue Cross Blue Shield, or does he have, multiple markets?
I don't know.
What Gary
I
does.
don't know.
In the past, they.
I can't even imagine how many years we've been on it. For a long time, huh?
Yeah. In the past, they've negotiated, they went up and worked with us, and they went down and worked with us, so
Some companies may not want us.
Gary, yeah, well, it is,
Well,
that's.
I mean, to
that's
be
the other
honest.
Flip side, I mean, Gary, in the past has done a good job for us.
Yeah.
Between him and Gus, I mean, Gus would just come say, okay, this is what we got, we had a bad year, this is what it's gonna cost us. We had a good year, they're gonna stay flat. If we had a bad year, then we're gonna get hit with that percentage increase. And maybe that's $166,000, and like, you know, that's where that is. I'm not for going up 4 mills and $8 on the utility bills. I'm not, that's not what I'm comfortable with, and, I think we do need to increase city services. But I think we do that through the payroll, side of it. Also, one thing, I'll kind of throw it off subject here, but I'd like to go up 50 cents a foot for the harbor, the boats. Send that to Mike and to Chuck, questioning that. Our reserve fund for the harbor is $65,000. We're bumping right along with our cash flow in the harbor, 180 to 220. But one storm, that harbor is not insured,
That's correct.
zero insurance. One good blow, take a tower, take a pier, we need to fund it. And to me, it's a commodity that people
It needs
want
to
to be
fund
there.
itself, yeah.
People want to be there.
I'm kind of,
40,000,
What do we charge for
42,000,
putting that?
42,000 for a 50-cent increase.
Chuck felt like row one, the front right there, that we probably, on a good day, it's 7 something
Right.
in there. But he does feel like,
$7 a foot.
yeah, 7 something on that first row. Everything back through there.
How big are those slips?
Oh, good.
That's
65,
how big is one, but not,
yeah.
you know, so that's something to look at. He, you know, when we were talking with him the other day, that he felt like row one, feels good where it's at, but the other one could use an increase maybe. He wants to
Well,
look at
I
that.
think the harbor commission needs to meet, decide, where they want to go there.
Yeah.
But the increase, 10% increase in utilities. Slip rentals, Pier 1, $625 in-state, $725 out-of-state. Slip rentals, rates, piers 2, 3, and 4, in-state $410, out-of-state $450.
And he's gonna put those fees compared to where, you know, up and down, see where we at now.
Yep.
I think in the past, we've been in the middle to lower.
We have a different commodity.
Want to see where we at.
I'd like the harbor commission to meet and look at these, you know, proposals and come back to us, because we have to fund their maintenance, capital fund, or maintenance reserve fund for the harbor. At some point, we will dredge the harbor itself. I think that the inlet's gonna be fine, but the harbor inside will need to be dredged. $250,000, going to be paid for, so we need to start increasing that reserve fund.
What is the council's, proposal on the $70,000 of debt for the county road and bridge fund? Should I reclassify that?
I'm okay with it right now, us personally, 203,000 for a bond, but I don't wanna buy any more out of it. I mean, it's debt that we have today, so how long is that debt for? That's been
It's
3 or 4
varying,
years?
but, yeah, it's varying, but probably the longest is a 4-year at
How
this
much of
point.
it you're spending on the 70 for equipment?
All of it,
Can we get a list of the pieces of equipment that's being paid for?
right. I'll email y'all that list.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think I'm comfortable with it, I
I've done
understand
an
Gary's
analysis.
concern.
Yeah,
But we
I've done
don't
an
wanna,
analysis
you know,
like that
we do
before.
need to do something long-term with that money. But to get 5 and 6 or 6, you know, get it straight.
But you also have a citywide drainage.
But you do have just equipment that can be used to address the citywide drainage as well. I mean, we're not gonna get $8 million to go dig ditches and put culverts everywhere, and then go pave it for another, you know, it's $12 million, right?
Let me write you a check.
Yeah, write me a check, you got a checkbook, honestly, right? So we're gonna work on it a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And how do we do that? You know,
Yeah, and like I said, one of the things, you know, we'll know by the end of the year whether we get the grant that Jason put in for 5 point something. Again, it's a 20% match. But it was
Are those
for-
covered in the budget? All these possible grants we're putting in for?
Those are, no, this one's not now, no. other the sidewalk projects talking about, Gary, that's all in the budget, those match. Anything we have coming in 19 is matched in the budget.
I mean,
that we know.
I know the concern about going up, and I think we're all concerned about it. I don't wanna see us go up and it just be strictly payroll expense increased
Yeah,
and
yeah,
not
I think we need to
not
show
a debt
what-
service for a bond or something else negotiated before
Yeah,
we move
I
forward,
think
yeah.
we need to show that our service, and that's, that's when we're talking about 8 cuts or 4 cuts or 10 cuts. That can be part of this reason to go up, just like the employees hiring 5 or 6 or 7 employees, whatever we hire, also provide that service. So, we need to show that the service is there. Also need to show that, we want to look at this bond and start that process in 19, with the paving, with, other things available. So I think if you show it to where this is what they get, as long as we are getting something for it, it's not all payroll, again, I think it's worth it.
I think any increase in services we can give is definitely worth it.
I do. And
All right, anything else on the budget discussion for this evening?
Yeah, I think, cash balance to me is another wild card. Insurance, with PERS is gonna be, trying to figure out where we're gonna start at. Thank you for the payroll with the names on it, and, go through and understand how many.
we'll try to
Yeah,
put,
but that's not what they're currently being paid.
Well,
That's
just
the
open,
budget.
well, just wonder how many people we have on the payroll. I mean, with the other one, we didn't know, right? Now we can say we got 12 or 4 or 2 open positions. I see 2, 3 right now in the police department. Are those truly open positions? They look like they are.
I checked the payroll as of today. And
Yeah.
I've got new hires in there
Yep, so do
that we
you,
just got in.
do you have to fund those now? You fund them middle ways through the year?
Yeah, I don't know what his hiring plans
Yeah,
are.
no, I understand,
I
but,
think they just hired a few.
okay,
I put the new names in here,
Okay.
but he may have more on the horizon, I don't know.
yep.
And he just lost another, or he's going to lose another, I think it's a detective. He turned in his notice today.
That's the one at the top on page, second page?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you got a patrolman open? And a school officer?
School office, we have someone over there now, filling in, being discussed, that's correct, that's paid for 9 months.
Yeah, they have a patrol officer right now filling in until they figure out what they're gonna do, I think, with that.
The county is looking at
School pays for that?
funding a second officer, and trying to see if they're gonna supply both of them. If they furnish one, that way you don't have 2 departments at the school. They fall under one.
All right. We need to amend next up, we need to amend the motion for August 6th.
I don't think
We can't do that. Come on, a meeting,
Yeah.
when we're done the work in the meeting.
Okay.
I thought we could make motions at
We could do
workshops.
motion and workshop.
I didn't
It's
think-
it's still a public meeting. It was advertised as a public meeting.
I didn't think, well, okay, I didn't think we could, but whatever, but.
You just don't wanna do it at every workshop or often.
Did you, and you sent out an agenda to the public, or your
Yes.
contacts at least?
Supposed to have a date wrong on the meeting of where the motion is at, it's actually July 24th. That the motion was made.
So what's the,
Don't say there was the August one.
what's the hurry in getting it done?
To try to get them paid.
Moranto's been
Oh.
calling us to get payment because
Yeah.
they thought they were gonna get paid like July 25th.
But the minute says pay MDOT and get reimbursed by DOT, not pay Moranto Construction, so.
Well, Thursday, can we call the meeting Thursday? Can we make that a,
Add it, I'll add it to that
Yeah, go ahead and correct it with the correct date and everything and add it to the
Make sure it's
agenda for Thursday.
advertised that we will be taking action if
we
we
will
can.
take that action
Make sure
today.
Heather says it's okay. How do we,
Well, if you're calling a special meeting or calling a recess meeting, is that what you would be calling it, Lisa? Well, if you're calling it, then I think any
Yeah.
item that's advertised on the meeting can be
It's a
approached.
meeting.
Can be, yeah.
not a work?
Yeah,
work-
yes, so we'll have, what, the 5:30 workshop, or do y'all just wanna have it all as a special meeting? I had
Special meeting,
Special meeting.
the whole thing.
that's what we have, I mean,
And then what's the rule? You have to notice it within a certain many hours?
Within an hour that it's set, so it's,
Okay.
but it's the notice on the door.
But I'm saying if they set it today, then they'll have to go out on the door today?
Oh, yeah, I do
Okay,
that.
okay.
On all the workshop notices, I put them on the door for Arlene. So it'll be done here in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Well, we did, we classified it as paid in MDOT instead of the construction company. Supposed to be reimbursed by MDOT.
Because it didn't say grant, it said NDOT on the.
Right, so we got it corrected, basically, put it on something. All right. Anything else? Public forum, nobody here for public forum? Executive session, any need for executive session? Yes? No? Okay.
30,456.
All right, anybody, anything else? Ready to adjourn? All right, August 13th, 2018, workshop adjourned.
we have a meeting Thursday.
Meeting Thursday at 5:30, yes, sir.
Stuff.